my dating requirements have drastically changed. I need you to be able to build some things. I need you to be able to farm something.
You're looking for the top 10%.
If you're in the top 10%, you should be looking for the top 10%.
That does not equate to a man telling you on a rough day. No.
In 25, we need y'all to stop downplaying marriage.
I gotta get a babysitter for my kids.
Okay. Should a nigga pay for that?
Yes. Because guess what now?
Y'all don't need to be in my DM. Y'all need to be on Indeed, filling out an application. You know what I'm saying? Holler at me later on.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
Child, I don't know about y'all, but my dating requirements have drastically changed. I need you to be able to build some things. I need you to be able to farm something. I need you to be able to protect. You need to know how to handle some weaponry. These are the last days.
She said, I need you to build some weaponry. What is weaponry? I understand you by saying these are the last days, but I mean, it is more simple than unrealistic standards because a lot of you have them. I'm going to get into those, but let me let her continue.
It's too much going on for me at this point. I need somebody that can help a bitch arrive. Okay? Have them coins, all of that, because we gonna need it.
Yeah. I don't know. In the last days of coins are going to be a big thing, but yeah. Handle weaponry. It's not a word, but your standards are a little bit lower. I guess men, if they're that kind of man, may be able to accept you, but talking like that, I don't think you're gonna cut it.
Not interested.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You asked to split the date, split the cost or anything. It's not a date. Of course, I have no problem, treating my man, of course. So then, I mean, if you invite me, you have to pay.
Now, when my husband and I started dating, I knew we were both broke, so we both split it.
Well, then let's go to Chipotle so you can pay for the whole thing. That's how I feel about that. Why don't you pick a place that you can actually afford or something? There are other things that you can do on a date. Maybe you go to the mall or something and walk around, get to know each other, go to the food court, get something cheap.
Yeah, that's reasonable. And she's right. If a man offers her to go on a date, he should be paying. But see, this argument they're having is kind of nonsensical because both of them are being reasonable, right? Both of these are acceptable. And what she said is right. Take me to the food court. But will you judge the man? You're saying this because you're on the local news channel. But I'm sure a man takes you to the food court, you're going to look at him like, I don't think I want to be with you. Then it's going to be another problem. See, never go off of what a female says, right? Men know this. Men have learned this because you see women all day on TikTok saying, I need a man to do this. I need a man to do that. A lot of times they're saying they need a man to make six figures. They don't care. But I'll tell you this, though. It's so hard. You got to break them down. And women always break down off of their unrealistic standards. There's no guys out there making that much. So, of course, they're breaking down.
$100,000 is that much money. I don't think $100,000 is that much money to ask your man to make if you're making that much money.
Why not? 90% of the country makes $32,000 a year.
You want a man making $100,000, 92% of the country makes $32,000. I didn't know that, to be honest. If he's right, that's crazy. That's crazy. If $32,000 a year, so it shows you. I know she's lying, right? She's lying. See, he doesn't know that. I would have said, hey, you lying. How do I know you're lying? Because most people will make it $32,000 a year. So you making $90,000, you may make $60,000, and it felt like you made 90, or you may have did another hustle. I don't know, but still, men are not going to equal up to that.
A year.
I didn't say.
So you're looking for the top 10%.
If you're in the top 10%, you should be looking for the top 10%. How's that not fair?
Because the top 10% of men have all the options. Why would he pick you making $100,000 when he could pick anybody?
Good point.
She
Well,
also
then I
has
guess that's
options.
the choice. I
She
guess
don't
that's-
have options. Men don't care about their money. If she's beautiful, she has options. Yes.
People
If she's,
with money have options.
no.
I think he's saying that men have more options when they're making that amount than women who are making that amount who want to find a guy who's making the same amount.
Right. The woman is looking for the top 10% of men. The man is looking at the 100% of women.
But why should she not be?
Because she's limiting her options at that point. I know these guys that make a lot of money. They don't want a woman making a lot of money because when they say we got to get up and go, they want to get up and go. They don't want the chick making $100,000 that got to go to the office. They don't want the chick that is the CEO of whatever business because when they want to get up and go, they want to get up and go.
And not only that, they didn't want someone back talking them. It's more than just get up and go. Look at her. If she really is making $100,000, a nightmare. A man gets with her and he's settling. Why? She look like trash. You probably stopped working out 2 months ago, 4 months ago. You're going to stop caring about how you look because you're making the money. Right? Now, the man that's going to get with you is going to be that inmate. He just got out of jail. He needs a place to crash. And he needs a woman that has a decent size income. He's going to get with you. He's going to make himself nice and comfy and live off of your money. That's what you're going to get.
In 2025, don't date unless you're financially stable, okay? Especially if you're going for a top tier woman like myself. I have my own money. I have my own clout. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I have my own businesses and I fund my own lavish lifestyle on my own. Can't nobody say they gave me shit, right? Don't date unless you're financially stable, especially if you're seeking out a top tier woman. This is for men and women. Women, if you're not together and you can't live a lavish lifestyle on your own, you don't need to date. You need to get your together. Same thing with men. Y'all don't need to be in my DM. Y'all need to be on Indeed, filling out an application. You know what I'm saying? Holler at me later on. Because I do big. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to take me out. I be sending them where I want to go. And this is something that I normally do with my life on my own. And they be acting like it's too pricey.
Where is your husband?
You don't need to be in my DM, baby, because I fund my own lifestyle. And this is something that I normally do. You need to be on Indeed, filling out an application.
That's a who's that?
I am a proud single woman.
Don't date unless you're financially stable. I'm not going. I can't speak for nobody else, but Big Laura ain't going. That's why I've been single for the last 4 or 5 years. Bingo.
Yeah, I'm not going. That's why I've been single for the last 4 or 5 years. You're getting rather old, Delora. You know that, right? What are you now? 35?
Over 27, unmarried, female. What do you call this lady?
You look about 35.
剩女, which means leftover women.
If not, you need to work on that. But having the bag, that's where they have unrealistic expectations. I doubt it. Like, why? Every woman I hear is talking like they got the bag. They don't got the bag like that. They don't. Right? They're blowing money. That's what's happening. They're broke. They're blowing their money. And they're used to, and they're stubborn and spoiled. Yes, they're used to going to the most finest steakhouses and all of that because they waste their money on it. They're used to Gucci because, yeah, they made a decent bag and they wasted it. So they want you making more so you can waste the bag on them. Pretty much, men, don't waste your time. If you make the bag, why would you get with a woman like that? That's going to blow all your money. That's in debt. Men don't want to get with a lady and be in debt. Imagine a man tries to marry, I said the wrong thing, marry you. Worst person to marry. These are the worst women to marry because you acquire a lot of debt, you acquire a headache, you acquire so much more problems that you can see. A lot of bodies, right? You got to deal with that mental. They don't realize everything they've done has brought them 10 steps back instead of 10 steps forward. Them making money has brought them 10 steps back. And it shows. It does. It shows. Come on, lady, you're getting older. You're not increasing in value.
That's why I feel you need to men that are going to do something for you on a monetary level, make your life easier, pay for nails, gifts, etc. Today I was having a tough day, wasn't feeling that good. I looked down at my wrist. Okay, a man bought me this watch. I looked down at it and I was like, oh, like this is shiny and there's diamonds on it and I deserve diamonds. And it made me feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like my watch. The same gentleman bought me a designer handbag. Every time I wear that bag, I love it. I get compliments on that bag. You understand? That does not equate to a man telling you on a rough day, well, that sucks that you're having a rough day. What the does that do for me? Especially coming out of a man's mouth. Because you know everything that comes out of a man's mouth is utter trash and garbage and it doesn't mean anything. Do something for me. Okay, make my life easier. And if you can't do that, I ain't got it for you.
Yeah. And guys don't have nothing for you either. Because they're not going to waste their time on you. Seriously. Men are not dumb. Because in the video chat, I said men don't waste your time. I think men know already not to waste their time on someone like you. You look at a watch with diamonds on it, and that makes you feel better. What happens when that man wasted, say we're in the end times, right? Everybody's starving around. No food. There's food shortages, everything. You're going to look down at your diamond watch and feel good that you're not eating? Seriously. What if that happens? What if you need to be in the doomsday bunker and then you run out of food? And then you go, I'm so happy that time. I remember when the world was up. Yeah, it may help, but what is that doing though? It's not feeding you. You feel good. I feel real good right now. Stop it. Get some help.
I don't want this crap. You might as well give it to somebody else.
Yep. It shows. It proves a point. There's always something better around the corner. Like, this is these ladies don't understand, right? It's funny. It's actually sad that there's someone that looks better than you that's willing to accept. Why? Because there's shortages out here. There are ladies around that have their stuff together, and not just money-wise. See? Not just receiving gifts-wise. I'm looking at my nice diamond watch. No. They're not doing that. Their mentals together. They're thinking, what can I do to help him build? Right? That's what God's looking for. A woman to say, whatever I need to do to help us make more as a team, to sit in your passenger. Look at that girl. What's this? And then the girl is sitting in the passenger looking better than you. Humbled. Instantly. She needed that.
All right, so here are the rules for dating 2025. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Number one, ain't nobody that busy. In 2025, I'm not wasting my time with nobody who take forever to text back, who take forever to get back to me. Listen, ain't nobody that busy.
Never again.
Everybody up under 40, stay with their phone in their hand. And if that person ain't hitting you back, it's because you ain't a priority. That's not how I just don't text. Like, I'm not a texter. Well, listen, if that's not how you communicate that. Number two, listen, married people, we pulling y'all in this too. In 2025, we need y'all to stop downplaying marriage. Y'all don't want this life. Ooh, marriage so hard. Listen, I wish I could travel by myself like you. Y'all don't want this life. No, actually we do. And we need y'all to encourage us and tell us the good side of marriage. Not all of this rigmarole. Number three, to my ladies, get out that man inbox. Listen, I know it's...
My man's right, because people, they do try to poop all over marriage. I choose not to curse my videos, so excuse me. They choose not to poop all over marriage, right? They don't. But anyway, I choose not to poop all over marriage. Let me correct myself. The reason why is because I'm happy. I am. I'll be lying if I, of course there's bad times, but there's more good times than bad. Let me finish.
I know it's 2025, but listen, it is still very suitable for a man to make the approach and DM you. If he don't see you, it's because he don't want you. Get out that man inbox, DMing him, double messaging him. You too fine, you got too much value for that. Want better for yourself. Number five, if you ghost me and you try to come back, I don't need an apology. I need a cash app. Right off rip, right off the top. Cash app me, and then maybe we can talk. Number six, speaking of number six, ladies, listen, in 2025, I need you to get that brother that's under 6 feet a chance. You done got your heart broken too many times.
He lost me a little bit. Like, why do you need a cash app from a lady? That's a little off. That last one was off. But let me finish. But I gotta say this: some guys may feel the same way, so don't hold me to that.
6'6". Listen, it ain't working out. He don't want you. Listen, ain't no reason why you 5'3" and you just gotta have somebody that's 6'3". Listen, leave that tall man to that tall woman, and you get out of them tall people business, and you come down here with the rest of us. I promise you, you gonna love it down here. But number 7, fellas, in 2025, bro, I need you to make the approach. If you out at Target, if you out with your boys, if you at a day party, if you at church, and you see a girl that you want to step to, and you feel like she's suitable and she's compatible, listen, don't be staring her down and being all weird. Bro, I need you to make the approach. And if you do make the approach and you get her number, listen, by day 3, I need you to have something planned. Just because you work at a call center don't mean she want to sit around and talk to you on the phone all day talking about what you're doing and just talking about how was your day. Listen, bro, plan something. Get out of that woman's inbox, stop texting that lady, and plan something for her because she got stuff to do, bro. Number 8, this go for men and women. Just because they not your type does not mean that you cannot be nice. Listen, y'all got a bad habit of getting on this app every day talking about who you will and just will not date. We don't want to hear the fact that you don't like big women, you don't like short dudes, you don't like a woman with kids, you don't like a brown skin or light skin. We tired of it. Just be nice to people regardless of if you're attracted to them or not. Okay? And that'll make you a better person all overall. And number 9, this goes for men and women. Listen, it's okay to use dating apps, but the dating app should be a resource and not the source and your only way of meeting the opposite. Listen, in 2025, I need you to make plans to put that stuff on and get outside. You need to get on an Eventbrite, see what's going on in your city, and step outside a bit. Learn how to meet people face to face next year, because I'm telling you, that's going to work for you. And number 10, oral X is still fornication. Get help and come to Jesus.
I actually side with most of those things, and I think most of you guys do too, but what he has to understand is that most ladies, it's a disconnect because men get you. We've been thinking that same thing for the longest. So you're not talking to the men, bro. You should have said, ladies, this is to you. Right? Because most people say, I ain't trying to hear that. He got to be over 6 feet. He's still got to make 100,000. I don't care. That's what you're going to get from them. From us, oh yeah, I feel you. I second that emotion. Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't care what anybody says, but a guy should always be paying for dates. I already know the men are going to come in my comments crying and screaming. I don't care. If you're okay with splitting the bill, if you're okay with taking turns paying, if you're okay with being the one that's paying for most of the things, fine. That's on you, girl. But me, There are men out there who are literally paying for full-blown vacations for women, flying them out, paying for every single thing they could ever want. And you're gonna let a man make you split on a first date? Some men are providers and some men aren't. Some men want to give you the world in that aspect, and some men want to do 50-50, and that's fine. That's not what I want. I'm sorry, but if I'm having your baby, if I'm giving birth to a whole human and going through everything that I have to do for that, I am not doing 50-50. It is not a crazy act. There are so many men out there who do it, trust me. And if a guy is asking you on a date and not paying, stop. You'll never hear from me again.
I'm convinced that most women that have these arguments, they're really trying to do it for the money on TikTok. And also, if that's not the case, they're just flat out broke. They are. Right? They're spending all their bread. I'm convinced. Because why is this such a big argument? Why is everyone screaming to the mountaintops, I don't want to go 50-50? They're broke. Or they don't want to work. And men have figured it out. It's just too expensive, right? It's night and day compared to where I am now. Like when you have to pay so much for an apartment or even for a mortgage in the US, it's like where I am now. I'll be honest. I paid for all of my bills at one point when I was in the province, $1,000 a month. Yeah, $1,000 a month. And it was a guy who called me for a consultation. He wants to move to the Philippines. He was paying the amount I was spending for a year for all my bills. No, the amount I was spending for rent. Because when I was paying $1,000 a month for rent, I was paying like $6,000 6,000 pesos. So that's what? That's around $100 I was paying a month for rent. So his apartment to live where I lived for a year, that was a month for him. Now, if you come out here and live out here, it's a big difference. You can pay all of the bills. You can do all of that. You can be a provider man because it's 10 times less. That's what men are trying to do. Men are saying, wait a minute, I can do that? I need to make that trip. And it's not just about the woman. That's what I want people to understand. That's why I chose the life I'm living now. It wasn't about, oh, I can do this for a woman, but could you imagine when I came out here, what I started doing for my lady, my wife, when I was married? 100%. Because you can. It's night and day.
Modern dating rules have made it very difficult for women. Most women want relationships. And nowadays, relationships are harder to come by. Why? Because men are able to sleep with women without needing to commit to them. Hookup culture. Because of social media, quality men have more access to more women. No, competition isn't just in your city. It's all over the world. And because of this, quality men are not willing to settle down. Women are finding themselves single, having to compete and show their worthiness in ways we've never had to do it. Now, women have to step up, or not, if they want to stay single, to find a quality man.
It's hard. It is. It is, but who made it that way? Now, the way dating is nowadays, it's controlled by the ladies, right? So if you went back to old school tactics that was done, like I remember growing up, right? Ladies wouldn't just give it out like that. They did when I hit towards high school. And actually around my age when today's dating scene started, right? And it started from high school, but girls were for the streets. But still, I remember, because I heard guys talk about it, the generation before mine's, it wasn't as bad. And you ladies have made yourself easily accessible because you're used to it. You're addicted. Most of you, everyone, the whole world is addicted to fornication. They can't go without it. So in order for it to go back, and it will never go back. That's the thing. It will never get better for a lot of you ladies because most of you are that way yourself, right? You're not in a relationship, but what happens? You continue to go out. You may or may not, or you continue to find a guy to lay with because that's what you're used to. You're spoiled. You're stubborn. You're used to peeing. And you don't even care if it's clean. That's wild. Used to peeing, you don't care if it's clean.
Oh, very ew.
Used to peeing, you don't care if it's clean. Disgusting.
You know what it takes for a woman like me to go out on a date? I gotta get a babysitter for my kids.
Okay. That's not my problem.
Should a nigga pay for that?
Yes. Because guess what now?
I gotta pay for the kids that you made prior
yes,
to
because
me.
guess what now? A part of me is my kids. And in order to take me out.
Dating!
That's a part of dating.
The audacity.
You're making an investment for a relationship. So,
and that's why.
And I shouldn't have to pay for your when you invest in
I'm
your
not saying every day. I'm saying, okay.
No date. Unless we're in a relationship, that's when you can even feel like I should be adding on.
I should be paying
I
for
wouldn't even,
stuff like that.
A man that's for me, in my opinion,
yeah.
They know that, okay, she's a mother of two. She's holding down a business. She's holding down a house. She's commuting from Jersey to New York. All right. How much is your babysitter?
Nobody's saying that. Are you dating rich men? Are you dating drug dealers? Because nobody's doing that. And also, look in the mirror, lady. I hate to bring it back down to looks, but that's what it's about because a man is looking at how you look. Right? He's looking at how your character is. So if you're not sweet and the best looking, which you're not, no man is doing that. Seriously. Because you want to get a man to do it all for you in this expensive environment, especially in New York. You know how much a babysitter costs in New York? Or even in New Jersey? I believe she may be in Jersey City. I mean, she's by the border towns of New York City, I'm sure, because she sounds like she comes in and out all the time. So they play close to the same rates people pay in New York. Nah, no man is doing that.
Don't hate me, but I think the man should be paying for like all the bills. Now, I didn't always think this way. I used to be a 50-50 nigga. You know, you split the bills down 50-50, you pay for vacations 50-50, you go on dates 50-50. And it's so weird because my mindset completely switched now that I have money. It's like, I get it now. It's like, if we're out, don't you dare whip to pay for trips. You also gotta put in work. You also gotta show what makes you different. Why are you worth all of his hard work? You see what I'm saying? So it goes both ways, but at the end of the day, the main message is, yeah, want to pay all your bills.
Yeah, I mean, I'll show you what mind state is coming from. I mean, most of you guys know. When you have it, you start to think differently. But that's not going to be the case for most men, right? Because things are so expensive. Now, you can't speak in general like that. You have to say, when you have it. I know now because I have it. Because men that have it love hypergamy because it works to their advantage. Why does it work to their advantage? Because a woman is going to do any and everything for you. Like when the ladies say, oh, I'll do any and everything for my man because he has it and he pays for everything, you'll experience that. But you'll also experience wasting a lot of money. See, let me tell you where his mindset is flawed. Because give me you and give me a millionaire. Do you think a millionaire on a way up to making millions of dollars is going to be wasting money on a lot of the things these women want you to waste money on? Like, are you going to take care of that woman that says, yeah, I want to look at a nice watch? No, you're going to leave her. Or you're going to take care of that woman that said, yeah, I make this and I need a man to do this because I need him to make the same or more than I make, but that's why I've been single for 5 years? Hell no, because men aren't going for that. Because what's happening is nowadays women have unrealistic expectations and men are not wasting their time because they realize it's definitely more to life than being fooled like that. Thank y'all for watching. See you next video.
I am leaving and I am never coming back.